So I've got received from Mr. Brown. Really, the things that they're trying to do, I believe, need to be addressed before this table, whether or not we're even supporting this as far as the actions that could potentially come out of these meetings. I defer to Ms. Wilkinson. She knows more about it than
I believe she had a phone call today.
No, I sent an email to Nick Brown today. He's done 2 more meetings. He has another meeting scheduled. He is working with several people in the community, and we will get a chance to look at it and see if it is doable. I want the department heads to look at it to see if it's doable, but it's still in the planning stage. It's not set in stone or anything at this point. And it is publicized in the paper that when the meetings are and what time, so everybody's welcome to come to them.
Any further discussion?
That wasn't my question. I just felt like that if this was going to be something that we've gotten a grant for, and Mr. Brown through the University of Arkansas is making all this money and all these things that we're supposedly going to be able to do or have already done, I still haven't seen any action unless there was something prior to January the 1st done other than the mayor's resolution on supporting the climate control thing, showing that there is the support for the actions that are being taken.
He had two parts. He had 2 parts to his grant that he got for the green. One was to do a emission count and stuff, and he did that. He went through all the departments and he did his inventory, and he did that part. And the second one is to provide a plan that the city will work by to reduce emissions by 2020, but he was talking about 2050 now. He is still working on that plan to see how we can reduce our emissions by 2050.
And that's the one that I'm addressing, the fact that there's only been 3 council members, and I wasn't even sure at the time that was even something that, other than private citizens attending, and I've had several ask me, what's the city's position on this? Is it doable or not? And I said, I don't know. I'd bring it up for discussion. So I'd like to see this put on the next agenda to let us know what's going on.
Okay. Motion to put on. You want to make that a motion? Just go ahead.
Move to put it on the next agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. It's on the next agenda then. Okay. I believe we have went through new business with the addition of one. Next is agenda setting. Motion to discuss.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Did we skip the art wall resolution? Or we put that on?
Postpone there.
I slept through that one. Didn't put that down.
I forgot the week yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Agenda setting is open.
Is Yvonne going to be back by the next meeting?
I'm sorry, sir.
Will Yvonne be back
Oh,
by
yeah.
the next
Yeah,
okay.
she'll be back tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, I've got some things. Vehicle purchases, Deer Committee report.
Okay, slow down.
Wait. Vehicle purchases?
By who, sir?
Just the process in general.
Okay.
Second.
Okay.
Deer Committee report.
Second.
And infrastructure.
Second.
Infrastructure being
Got a lot of work to do.
water and sewer,
Water, sewer, all of it.
sidewalks.
All of it. Walls. The bailey under here. All of it.
Okay. Anybody else, Mr. Pennell?
I have 3 items. I'd like to set a workshop date, and I'm sorry I was the one that had to cancel the last one for finishing up a workshop for our city council goals for 2011 and 12. And since we only have one meeting in November and December, a suitable date I would recommend be sometime in November before the holidays. which can be discussed at the next meeting if you need to. Also,
Yep.
Second.
You got it? Yeah, there you go.
sorry.
Okay. Number 2.
Resolution 511, discussion. Resolutions entitled requiring the mayor to report projects to be bid prior to development and to be report the bid awards to City Council. It was dated 14 March 2005 as far as its validity.
Second.
And the last item is State Code 14-235-20A1A, which requires under the sewer program that any and all decisions shall be affected and supervised by a committee to be designated for that purpose by the municipal council. I'd like a discussion of that.
Can I have the
you-
number
yeah,
again,
the number
please?
again, please.
14-235-20.
-20.
Second.
And the other thing is, where are we on the land bank ordinance? I'm sorry, I know I missed 1 or 2 meetings, and
That dropped off.
is that just totally gone now?
Madam Clerk, do you know the status of that one now? I think we still had the land bank. There's just nothing in it.
I don't know the
Diane.
immediate answer to that.
It was deferred. When last time it was talked at council, they said they'll talk about it at the budget workshop, and at the budget workshop, it wasn't really discussed.
Okay. Anybody else? Ms. Balance?
Just want to make sure the broken window is on the agenda for next meeting. Yes?
Yes, it will be.
And number 8 and number 10 that were postponed tonight will be on the next agenda?
Yes, it will be.
All right. I'd like to add,
I need a second on your broken window.
I think
That's
we got it
already on the agenda.
Who was it?
Yeah, we put that on there.
early.
Back
We
up.
got it on right when Kelly was talking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd like to add procedure for appointing commission vacancies.
Second.
Okay. I'd like to add a discussion of the grant process.
Second.
Thank you. That is all.
Anybody else? Mr. Pennell?
It's more of a question. What's the appropriate time for us to have a workshop meeting, whatever, in regards to the 2010 audit, where we're supposed to be making some evaluations and decisions?
When do y'all want one?
I didn't know. It was just presented in Little Rock, so I didn't know what the turnaround time
Okay.
was, or normally has been, or can be discussed.
Truly.
When do you what? Workshop for what?
And I'm not recommending it be put on the agenda for a meeting. To me, it should be a workshop.
Okay. So that's a question. It's not.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Barry?
I'd like to get the council or somebody to see what we want to do on, and I know our clerk is chomping at the bits on a workshop to discuss finance director or what we're going to do on that position.
Second.
So if the clerk can email and everybody and establish a time.
Okay, now say that again.
A workshop for discussion of either hiring a finance director or outsourcing it, so we can get this thing put to bed.
Okay, well, that's postponed, and it'll be on the next agenda under...
Well, I think we need to have
Agenda.
a workshop, is what I'm saying, separate from the council meeting.
Yeah, I've been trying to get that for weeks.
I'll second that.
Okay.
James already did.
I mean, we can't make any decisions at the workshop, but we can certainly have a lot of discussion and then bring it to the council table at the next meeting.
Does that include outsourcing also?
Yes, sir.
We need to know something by the 1st of January.
Anybody else? Okay. Council comments. Mr. Pennell?
nice to finally get caught up a little bit. I'd just like to say that there's a lot of discussion that I know it started early on with supposedly trying to micromanage departments. But I think if people would sit down, this table included, would sit down and become familiar with the requirements of not only city code but state code of reporting to this body and the mayor's office. A lot of these questions that seem like requests that are directed at micromanaging would be a moot point. We've gone in so many cases for so long in stating things just because that's the way it's been done in the past, and I'm not even saying that it was done by people that are sitting at this table that sat at this table before. It's continued on and on and on that we haven't followed the code, we haven't required a report to be submitted. Therefore, when we question something, it appears that this table is trying, or people at this table are trying to micromanage a particular department. And that's not the intent. And I think if we sit down and made a list of all the required reportings by code, by department, people would be quite amazed that the topics that some of the issues that we've been trying to accomplish at this table for the last 10 months would have been solved had those requirements been met. And I thank everybody again for the phone calls, the emails, and particularly following Dr. Kirkpatrick's instructions of call us before the day of the meeting, because it just isn't enough time to do a lot of research. If we get a call at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on meeting day. But I do appreciate any and all calls at any time. And thank you to my fellow people at the table for putting up with us.
Mr. Berry?
No comments.
Mr. DeVito?
No comment.
Okay. All right. Mr. Raphael?
I'll have a couple. Sometimes the city reminds me of a car that has a bad transmission and you decide to get the paint job and the windows tinted. You know, there's a couple of big issues in this city, and one of them is infrastructure. That's a massive one. The other one is the finances. You know, this is what the city council members get every month when they go to meetings. Just one sheet of paper. This is 50 pages that we get every month. We need it fixed. That's it.
Doc?
No comment.
Ms. Balance?
Most of my comments are going to be in the form of questions tonight because I've had a lot of citizens contact me about certain issues. So we're probably going to discuss this at the next meeting, but I've had a lot of people wanting to talk to me about street and wall repair. They see the streets and the walls crumbling and in a serious state of decay, and we're wondering why the street department has spent only about a quarter of their street budget and much less than that on wall repair this year. So there are funds available to do street and wall repair, but the Public Works Department has spent less than 25% of those funds. And when we obviously need street and wall repair so desperately, we're wondering why those funds aren't being spent in that direction. Had some citizens ask me to ask you, Mr. Mayor, if you would ask or instruct or whatever you do, the Public Works Director to please put a handrail on the sidewalk that goes up Flint Street. There's a nice sidewalk there and about a 15 to 20 foot drop off, and a lot of people are really concerned that somebody's going to fall off there and get seriously hurt. So hopefully you can get them to do that, and maybe in the not too distant future finish that sidewalk down Flint Street, because there is a nice sidewalk at the top of Flint Street, but as you go down, if you're going down, it's on the left-hand side, and about just past that house that's on Flint Street, the sidewalk ends, and the people have to go out in the traffic, and that's kind of a dangerous street right there. So we're hoping that. But first, the handrail. Apparently, it's set up for a handrail right now, so I guess it would be fairly easy to have our Public Works Department put a handrail there for people's safety. Thank you. I'll complete the sidewalk. From Armstrong to First Street, there are several stairways that go down. There's one behind the courthouse. There's one over by the over behind the trolley station, kind of. There's a couple more as you go down toward Douglas Street. So these stairways between Armstrong and First Street, several of them, the handrails are real wobbly and not very safe. So if those could be tightened up and made safe for our visitors and our citizens, that would be terrific. Okay. Those are pretty important, I think. Another thing that might not be quite as important, but it would really help with traffic congestion, is when you're coming down Douglas Street or you're going on First Street toward the Flint Street Food Bank, it might be real nice to have a yield sign there on the pavement where people are coming down off of Douglas Street or people who are coming off of First Street would know to yield for the traffic that's
It's
out
still
there.
on our do list.
Yeah, it's
from
on
our
our to-do
previous
list. Terrific.
conversations, yeah.
Maybe we can get that accomplished. It would really help the congestion down there and help give people a direction that don't know. Maybe they're new to town, they don't know what's going on. That would be really great if we
Not
could
a
get
problem.
that facilitated. And other than that, thanks for all the phone calls. Thanks for all the support. Thank you.
Okay.
Happy Halloween.
Okay. List of events here, community events for October the 20th through the 25th. The 23rd is the 5th annual Minis in the Ozarks. October the 21st to the 23rd, the 10th annual Mending Medicine Retreat at Inn of the Ozarks. October the 21st through the 23rd, Oktoberfest RC Fun Fly. I believe that's going to be out on Onyx Cave Road. I'm not sure, but I think that's where it's at.
Yes, it is.
October the 21st through the 23rd, the 2011 Fall Jeep Weekend. October the 23rd, Ozark Bronze Handbell Concert at the Methodist Church from 3 to 4. Is that correct, Diane? Yes. 3 to 4 p.m. Okay. October the 28th through the 30th is Fall Diversity. October the 28th through the 29th is Voices from the Silent City. October the 28th is the 9th annual Mad Hatter Ball. Is that going to be in the Ozarks? Crescent. Okay. Crescent Hotel? No. October the 29th is the 16th annual Howl, H-O-W-L, Oween Party at Turpentine Creek. October the 20th through the 31st is free concerts in Basin Spring Park. Also, Eagle Watch and Fall Foliage Tour on Beaver Lake. Also, the Haunted Hayride at Bear Mountain Log Cabins out on 62 West. Especially want to thank all the city employees that participated in the Flint Street Food Bank Drive. We probably wound up with 2 pickup loads of food just donated by city employees. Folks down there were very thankful to get it, and I especially want to praise everybody that got involved in this thing. We put a lot of groceries back in that place. Also, flu shots will be available at the Family Medical Clinic from 9 to 3 on Friday the 21st, tomorrow, Tuesday the 25th, and Friday the 28th. Family Medical Clinic out on Passion Play Road. Carroll County Fairground, Wednesday the 26th from 8 to 5 p.m. You need to bring a photo ID and your insurance card. And I believe that's all I have.
What was the last thing you said about the ID card?
Bring your photo ID and insurance card.
Is that for the flu shot?
Yes. At anywhere you go to get one. Okay. Adjourn. Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Okay. We are out of here.